So I was talking to somebody about e-liquids and shit, and they were, I think it was somebody who was from a YouTube channel or something, and we were like comparing notes, and they're like, "Man, you've been doing this for a long time," and I'm like, "Yeah, since 2014, I've been doing this channel." And they're like, "How many videos do you have?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know." And so I went and looked, and I don't know. This was a while ago, and it was like, at the time, it was over 700 videos. And I'm like, wow. And like, if you really get into it, it's like probably 95% of those videos are e-liquid reviews. And it's like, so man, like even conservatively, we're talking like 600 and something e-liquids that I've tried. And God, it's just a fucking haze of these e-liquids, with some standouts and a lot of mediocre shit, And somebody was telling me one day, they were saying, you're not critical enough. And it's like, okay, I try to give my opinion, that's just my opinion of something. I'm doing it usually for the first time I'm trying something. It's not like I vape something for a week and then I like, here's my in-depth fucking play-by-play. It's first impression review kind of stuff. And the reality is most e-liquids just mediocre. It's not good. It's not bad. There's some good things. There's some bad things. But most of it is just a 3. Like 3 to me is like the 3 out of 5 is like an average. I give more 3s than anything because it's just there's a lot of 3s out there, and there's just not a lot of standouts.
You put it out to where it might be a 3 for you, but somebody.
And that's why I got into DIY, because with the exception of Adore and Omegaddon and a couple of companies like that, almost every e-liquid I bought, I did not like.
Yeah, and that's DIYing has completely messed me up on buying commercial liquids. Like I couldn't be a liquid reviewer because I'm just runt on it. Like the DIY thing, when you do that, the flavoring is so much different and so much better, and so much not as sweet, and that's what I like. And so for me to buy commercial liquid is gonna have to be like something extra spectacular. And I couldn't do I couldn't review it.
That's like in August when I was at the Vape Expo. This one booth, they're like, "Hey, you want here try this juice?" I'm like, "All right." I tried it and I picked it apart immediately, percentages and all. I pretty much told him exactly what his recipe was, and he looked at me like, "Who the hell are you?
What is this wizardry you're doing?"
Yeah. He's like, how did you know I use 0.75% WS-23 as a cooling agent? It's like, because I know what WS-23 tastes like. I know you use lemon Sicily and juicy lemon as your lemon base.
Speaking of lemon Sicily and juicy lemon, I got a bottle right here. So to talk about just what Jesse was saying about not being able to review because DIY has ruined you. So DIY, I vape my own liquid 99.9% of the time. I only vape this one liquid. It's because I've tailored it 1,000% to be what I want to vape, right? Mm-hmm. After vaping since 2011, I've always been going towards this one direction, and now I vape what I want, and then here it is. I mean, this is what I vape all the time. And with Mech Mods, low-ohm coils, this is what I vape. But I was lucky enough to start as somebody who was very much new to vaping, like new-ish, right? Like very, very excited about e-liquids and stuff. And so for the first couple of years before I got into DIY, it was like, yes, send me all this liquid. I'm so excited about all these liquids. And trying to find my lane of like what I'm going to vape for the rest of my life, And then once I figured that out, by the time I figured that out, I also think that I have a pretty good understanding of what good e-liquid is, what bad e-liquid is, and what the gray middle is, like I can review a liquid that I might personally dislike, but I can still tell if that's a good e-liquid. Like if I can vape an apple menthol, right? I hate apple menthol. It's not my flavor. I would never vape that on my own personal time, but I know enough to tell you, is this competently made? Is this terrible? Is this bad? Is this good? I know enough at this point to be able to, in my opinion, make those kind of decisions. And so
that's right. In that way, yeah, you're exactly right. Like if you're used to knowing what the different flavors are supposed to taste like and stuff like that, and you try something else, it hasn't really ruined me. It's ruined me on buying commercial stuff, but it hasn't actually ruined me on being able to tell what the difference between a good one and a bad one. I have one that I worked on for a couple of years. Everybody knows about it by now. It's
Current River.
and I vape it every fucking day, you know. So it's my everyday, all day.
Well, that's like my butterscotch dry white 4. It's turned into my all day vape. But since May, when I developed the recipe, I've vaped like a liter of it. Every time I'm home, I make 120 of it.
I make mine at 1,000 mils at a time, and it usually lasts me for 2 months. So we vape the fuck out of this liquid at my house. And you know what? It's funny because you're talking about not buying commercial e-liquid. This liquid, we were talking before the show started, but I went and bought 120 for everybody in the audience of Mother's Milk because this is an old-time favorite. Pip is a friend. She's a cool lady. Say what you want about Suicide Bunny because I've heard it all before. But they're like pioneers in a lot of ways for what premium, quote unquote, e-liquid is. And so I went and bought a bottle. And to be totally honest, when I started vaping it, I told Ben, I said, it's just like a worse version of White Girl, which is my liquid. It's White Girl. Like it's just like a worse version of that, you know? Like, but you can see where I can see also vaping this. I can see like this is kind of what started me on that journey. Like I like this, but I want something more than this. And you know, and here I am today. So yeah. If you guys can't tell already,
you don't want to pay $60 for 120 mil when you can make it for $5.
Exactly. And if you guys can't tell already, and from the title, we're going to be talking a lot about DIY. So yeah, there it is. And Donnie MFNG, I never DIY. I ain't got no time for that. Ain't nobody got no time for that.
This is gonna be an unusual one because even I've been DIYing for a little over 5 years now, but I have not ever DIY'd like most people, and like I don't talk about like with people usually and until here recently, and I just have always kind of done my own thing, and so it might be a different conversation when it comes to me and talking about DIY. I can talk about it and everything. Sure. I just don't do stuff the way that most other people do it, I guess.
Dude, I still use milliliter measurements, and so I'm in my own bubble. Too. Yeah, I'm in my own bubble, and so good.
I've never used by weight. Like it's always been by volume. So
well, heck, you could be like Addy Tooney and still uses pipettes and mixes by drops.
I actually did mix these ones we're going to talk about tonight. These one shots I mixed by drop.
Nice.
Because I didn't have a syringe. Because I like I said, I do 1,000 mils at a time, so my syringes are all big for doing. You know, so I'm like I don't have like a 0.3 mil syringe, and so I'm like I have to do it by drip. So I looked it up online, like how many drips, and it turns out there's 20 drips in a milliliter. Yep. So I just did like 4 drips. So, yeah.
I actually never done it by the drip either until recently. Since I have the entire line of Flavora, and most of them have those new caps on it with the pipette top or whatever. And so if I put a smaller percentage of whatever Flavora in there, I will go by the drips, the drops. Sorry.
Yeah, because I think it's like 0.03 per drop on them pipette style Flavoras. I think that's what I figured out because I use the scale just because it's cleaner and easier for me. You know, I can whip something up real quick and
watch out, everybody. We got a professional in the fucking chat here on the panel. Measurements by weight. Come on, that's too fancy for me.
No, give me a syringe.
And it was a deal on Amazon. It was like $35 for the scale.
I want to say hello to everybody in chat. We got some heavy hitters in there. We got Zach Johnson, Link Vapes, Kenny B, my brother, Kenny B. What's happening, my dude? Alfred Pudding. Hello, Alfred Pudding. How distinguished? That's the most distinguished pudding I've ever met.
I directed him over here earlier when we were chatting in Discord.
He's an awesome DIY guy.
He is.
Good. He can chime in and tell us how wrong we all are. Wood Tick Mike, which sounds like somebody you would meet in prison. Wood Tick Mike. Watch out. Don't want to gamble with Wood Tick Mike. He'll take it out on you. Indy's Best. What's going on, brother? Donnie MFNG is here. Lumi, 1992. Yeah. All right. Who else we got? John Mueller. My brother. Panda says hello, everybody. She's making slime, so she can't join us. All Day Vape. He can't come on because he forgot we were doing a show tonight. Jeremy Stevens, let you get that White Girl recipe? Probably not, because I'm still one of these days probably going to try to sell one shots of it. So if I'm being totally real with you guys. Smoke 42 Vape, Tony Sandman. That's another guy who might be in prison. Tony Sandman. Yeah, what's going on, everybody? I do have a recipe I'm going to share, though. It's not a super simple recipe. Frank is going to share a kind of more of a beginner's recipe. The recipe I have is a little bit more complicated, but I also have a couple other suggestions as well. So, boom. Yeah. And Donnie said he'd rather go shoe shopping. Literally, honestly, that cracks me up not because of I think that's. I would rather go shoe shopping too than make e-liquid, man. I don't actually enjoy making e-liquid. It's just I enjoy the outcomes of having an e-liquid that I really enjoy vaping. Because if I'm being real, man, like every time I go back to something I used to really enjoy, it's just I don't get the same joy from it anymore. There's one e-liquid that I will vape that's commercial that I can vape day in, day out, and that is Charlie Noble's Siren Song. The guy over at Charlie Noble, I can't remember his name. It slips me at the moment, but he is amazing. He's an amazing flavor artist. No, that's another good e-liquid though too. That's from that's from Shane over at
Vaping Swag.
Vaping Swag. So Vaping Swag makes a really good strawberry as well because he actually extracts strawberries from strawberries. I definitely talk about it a lot because that shit is amazing. Thank you so much, Donnie, for the $5. Appreciate that. I'm gonna go buy some shoes with it.
I haven't tried any of Vaping Swag stuff, but I hear from a lot of people it's awesome, and I probably will be trying it here pretty soon. Or
if you like coffees, his Golden Joe, it's especially like caramel macchiato. That stuff's on point. It's on point, yeah.
Okay, so also a giveaway that I have to dig through this boxes of giveaway stuff that we have, but I have two, I believe two, it might be only be one, but I think I have two one shots from Adore. I think I have caramel apple crisp, and I have something else that I'm going to give away at the end of the show. So if everybody sticks around, we'll do a number countdown, and we'll pick a winner. So, yeah.
Well, Jesse's the number slut, so you get him to pick the number.
Don't even go there, Frank. I'll give away one of my stands also, probably one of the wheels or something. Actually, since we're talking about DIY, it'll be this one right here, the DIY stand.
The DIY stuff, man. That's amazing. Yeah, thank you. That'd be great.
It'll be the orange one.
Cool. Hey, will you actually, when you get a second, will you look through these boxes and see if you can find the little doors? Oh, you're fine. Never mind. I'll find them. It's just
What's up, Kenny B?
Kenny B is amazing. God, what a great guy.
Heck yeah.
I know you would, baby. Ooh, that's a scary bottle. Look at that. It's an old an old Capella bottle. That's all the writings written off of it now.
Wow.
It's obviously something was put in there. It's not Capella flavoring anymore, but then it's just turned dark. WSLILPC2. What the fuck kind of code word was that? Oh my god, that's scary.
Expired 1997.
If anybody wants this, let me know. I'll send it to you.
You sure you want that liability?
Wait, was that 50-50 blend?
Yeah, right.
Who knows? I mean, it probably is now. The VG has straight disintegrated at this point. I got a lot of bottles like that. Like this is full. This Delight's Pink from the Milkman. I know that's not Delight's Pink because we vaped it all. And so what the fuck is in here? You know, who knows?
Chris Zeidler out in the chat is asking any suggestions where to find quality DIY. Frank, why don't you tell?
Yeah, I'll defer to Frank.
Yeah, if you're looking for a starter kit to get started with, Nicotine River has a really good deal. You get 15 flavors. You get a half a liter of PG, a half a liter of VG. You get, I think it's 48 milligram. You get a 120 ml bottle of 48 milligram nicotine base. And you get syringes, you get gloves, you get beakers, you get, cylinders. I mean, you get all the supplies you need. You pick 15 flavors, and it's like, I think it's like $50 maybe, something like that. So you can get started for like $50 plus. I think if you add a couple more things to it, you get over 50. You can get some free shipping deals over there, and you can be off and running.
Another one.
Then you take that PG outside and you dump it outside in the trash because you don't need it.
I've had good luck with Heartland Vapes also, and there's Bull City.
Bull City's where I use.
Yeah,
buy my
Bull
flavors.
City's great for flavors, but they don't sell Nick.
They don't.
I mean,
no.
if you want to piece together your own starter kit, you can absolutely do it at Bull City. Use coupon code KitchenMix6 and save yourself 6% over there.
Good to know. I'm going to use that tonight.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, I can get that. Let me get the link for Nick River. I'll put it in the chat real quick.
I buy my nicotine. I'll just. This isn't where it's not like a strong recommendation, but where I usually buy my nicotine is I always blank on this. Oh my god. Holy shit! It's a retail store. They sell fucking mods and shit too. Oh,
E-Cig Express?
no. God damn it! I'll have to look. It's got Your Freedom Smokes. I buy my nicotine from Your Freedom Smokes because they offer pure VG based ones. They offer mixes and shit. So that's where I buy mine. I've been for the most part I've been really happy with it. I haven't had any complaints with it. So, but that's not like a strong recommendation or anything. It's just I buy
mine. I buy mine at Carolina Extracts. I pay a little bit more for it, but the quality is second to none, and it's local to me, so I get it in like 2 days. From Raleigh. So
okay.
Yeah, so I got Bull City and Durham, and I got I got my Freedom or Carolina Extracts right there in Raleigh. Yeah, get me all screwed up.
It's stopping me from putting links in the chat. What did I do wrong?
You should be able to because you're a moderator.
I know. I put the Nick River one, and when I tried to put the My Freedom Smokes in there, it says
What?
Wow, that's weird.
I'll try it one more time and see what.
Right? Yeah. Maybe there's like a cooldown for links.
Yeah,
or
definitely. It must be
either that, or maybe YouTube's trying to say, "Oh, well, that's a place that sells nicotine. Sells nicotine products, tobacco."
100% in the YouTube terms of service, it says you cannot provide links to places who sell nicotine products. It's right in it. Fucking bare bones and shit.
It let me put my own link in there.
Yeah, you don't sell nicotine products.
Yeah, you're not selling tobacco products. You're selling plastic.
But it let Nick River work.
That doesn't even make sense. Let me try it real quick. My Freedom Smokes. Let me get the link up here. Let me actually look it up.
Yeah, Scott's got to be happy. His Browns won another game. Black Cat White Face.
I know. Yeah,
I was delivering Teslas this past week in Cleveland, and it was on Mayfield Avenue. And I said, "Oh, was this Manziel Avenue last year, or 2 years ago?"
Oh wow!
They won a game. They named the street.
Maybe my
the town was Mayfield Heights.
Maybe My Freedom Smokes got on a list with them, and they just won't allow it.
Let me try right now. I just got the link. So if I can't put it in there, then we know something's wrong because I'm the host here. Let's try it. Nope. Won't let me.
It's blacklisted then with YouTube.
Blacklisted.
That's weird.
It literally is up on my screen. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's blacked out.
Yeah, we can't see it.
It says error, try again, edit, and try again.
Yep, both of mine I tried to put in there with My Freedom Smokes.
Let's experiment with some other. This is we're going to go down a little Google rabbit hole real quick. Let's experiment with some other stores.
Yeah.
Let's see. E-Ciggity.
There you go. 101 Vape.
This is weird. This is a whole new thing. I didn't know.
It won't let you, huh?
I'm trying E-Ciggity right now.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, while it allowed it?
Yeah.
My Freedom Smokes must have got, maybe because it has the word smokes in it. Maybe that's why it won't allow it.
I'm going to try 101vape.com because it has vape in the title. So let's try it. Nope. There it goes. My Freedom Smokes is blacklisted.
Wow.
Probably because of the name smokes being in it.
Yep.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. Oh my god. We're delving into new territory here, folks. So My Freedom Smokes is where I buy my nicotine. I'm gonna try to put links in the chat and it won't let us. Let's put links for everything else. That's crazy. Okay.
We'll try Vape Happy and see if Vape Happy works.
Try that. Yeah.
I'm going down this rabbit hole. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'll stop.
This is important.
Check Heaven's Gifts, 3F.
So my solution has been so far, you guys, for like in the links, like in the description of my videos, I put the link without the HTTP, so it's not a hyperlink, but people can still. All you gotta do is copy and paste it and put it in your browser.
Get the idea worked out.
Yeah, because I don't want
to
to
just go to Google.
a lot of times, but man, you don't even know. I had people freak out one time because I did a video and I would always provide links to products, and they're like, "Where's the link for this?" And I'm like, I don't know, I didn't put it in there. And they're like, I mean, literally like 4 people. I got emails. I got like angry emails. Like, I don't know why you put it. It's like the time you took to fucking email me, first to hunt down my email, and then to email me to complain. You couldn't Google that shit?
Exactly.
Craziness.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, it's YouTube's terms of service that we have to abide by to keep our channels up and running. So yeah, what I did on my last review that I did, I actually put on the screen. I put so it's not a link. It's just the website. I just put it in the lower thirds. In editing.
Be careful with that too, because it says in the little terms of service. It says in your media, you cannot provide links. So that's everything. And I actually looked up what does media mean with YouTube. It's description, title, video, soundtrack, everything. So.
But you can direct everything to another, like a site that lists all that stuff, but you can't do it directly on your channel, right?
Yep.
Kind of like you can direct them to the Pink Pussy list and get a discount at standup3d.com.
You definitely could. And that's a nice segue and a nice little ad for our boy here. So good. That's working for me. So there's a few things I want to talk about. First, I want to dive in, talk about what everybody. I put the links on my vids. Yeah, be careful, Link. That's all I'm saying. I don't think that they're actually pursuing that. But since it's in the terms of service, there's a chance they could in the future use that against all of us. And so people like Giz have gone through all their videos and whitewashed all that shit. I have so many that's going to be hard for me to do that. But I'm just trying to be conscious of it now, because if they hit me with like a bunch of strikes all at once, right? What I can do is if you get hit with multiple strikes, you can actually dispute them all as one. Like instead of, like, say you have 30 strikes, you wake up and you have 30 strikes on your channel. Instead of like just freaking out and like trying to dispute them one by one, you can mass dispute them and say, these are all fucked up. And then they'll punish you once instead of just instantly taking your channel down. So
yeah.
Well, the thing is also for like the smaller channels, if they do that and they start getting going in that direction, like, and being serious about it, you're going to have kind of a warning, because they're going to do the top tier people, and it's going to come down the ladder like that, I think.
Those are the big guys first, for sure.
And I know a lot of the big guys have already started doing that. There's several of them that have started to get rid of their links and stuff.
Kenny B says he puts them on his Green puts them on his site now with the links, I guess. Yeah. So hey, it is what it is. Felix, what's going on, brother? We've got a lot of people here hanging out. I like to see that. So what was I going to say? Okay,
sorry, I can't see the chat, guys, because I'm on mobile. So.
Oh no.
Yeah,
you're missing out, man. It's crazy in the chat. No, not really.
Oh yeah,
of course,
wild over there.
Oh yeah, there's strippers and everything over there.
Topless women. It's cocaine off of asses. It's madness.
I think I seen a midget a while ago. I don't know.
with a gun, which was weird. So.
Crazy.
So somebody asked, Train Sonic asked, Nicotine River is okay? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
it's good. Absolutely. So I wanted to ask everybody what they're vaping on. It's kind of what we do, and then we're going to get into like a really important news story. I actually didn't put the title of the company in my video description because they are kind of blacklisted themselves. But Juul had their offices raided by the feds, and that happened. They're based in San Francisco, which is an hour drive from me. I actually didn't even know they were based in San Francisco until I started reading about this. But they got their shit raided, like by the feds, like a crack house would get raided. And they took thousands, like over 10,000 documents. And this is serious stuff. So I learned a lot about, and Frank too did a little bit of research going into this. I learned a lot about Juul and what kind of market share they have in this industry, and it's pretty amazing. And so we're gonna talk a lot about that once we get into that, and then we're gonna also do a deep dive onto Mr. Freddie Clean as Fuck coils, and yeah, we're gonna do that. And that's going to be the show. Again, we're also going to talk a lot about DIY. I'm going to give some recommendations. We have some recipes from Frank. Like I said before, I got a recipe from Frank. I got a recipe from me. And I don't know if Jesse has a recipe he wants to share, but we'll get them all busted out.
I got none.
Okay.
I didn't know.
Jesse, you're good enough. You could throw something together real quick, something basic.
Just lie, Jesse. Make it up.
Alfred, message me a recipe real quick, Alfred.
I also have some one shots that I put together. This is a strawberry and cream one shot from Flavor Arts. It's at it's at 1%. Never mind. I thought it was at 3%. It's at 1%, 3 milligram nicotine. It's been steeping for about 3 days in anticipation for this show. I made that. I also did a Capella cheesecake, right? With just a little bit of it's got like 3% cheesecake. It's got 1% strawberry ripe, but also from Capella, I believe. Yeah, it's from Capella.
No, it's strawberry rice TFA.
TFA. Okay, so Capella TFA. I just wanted to see if I could put together a 2 flavor recipe. No, is the answer. This is not good, but we'll still talk about it. But I did find a bottle of lemon ecstasy. This is concentrates. So this is one of the highlights from the Adore e-liquid line. This is good shit. So if you want to get down with this, stick around, and we will definitely give this away. And also, Jesse said he'll give away a stand for DIY. So stick around. We're going to do some giveaways. It's been a while since we did giveaways here. I think since the 50th episode. We did like a big episode for the 50th, and we gave away a ton. The whole episode was just giveaways. It was awesome. But I'm also going to dig, because I know I have Sinful Apple Roll in here. I know I do, in a one shot. So we'll do that as well. Okay, so what's everybody vaping on? We'll start with Jesse, because he's the newcomer. What are you vaping on, brother?
I'm vaping on. Oh, the
mod liquid coils. Tell us everything.
Dreamer, Drop Dead. The liquid is a variation of my my current river with vanilla pudding instead of Greek yogurt in it. Oh yeah, I got a recipe also that I can talk about. It's the same one I talked about Friday. It's the awkward.
Excellent.
I don't know how much I can say about it, but yeah, that's what I'm vaping on right now. I've been vaping on that other awkward on my other Dreamer and the Reverie, and it's been awkward as fuck. But yeah,
nice. Hold on a second. Hold on. It should never be sub-ohm. That's misinformation. Okay, never mind. Chat can handle their own business. Frank, what have you been vaping on, brother?
I got a whole buffet going here since I've been on the road for the last couple of weeks.
Excellent.
I'll start off. I got Drop Solo, an Aegis Legend, and this, an ode to our good friend Tommy Vapors. This is his recipe that he asked me to review. It's called Final Exit. It's a vanilla custard. Very good, very nice job, Tommy. I got my DNA Lipo box with the dead rabbit on top.
That's old school Cloud Chasers box. Love it.
Yeah. And the price wasn't old school, though.
No.
It's a nice box, though. I charge it maybe every 3 days.
Yep.
I've been running 85, 86 watts. And here I have my straw nana custard, or I'm sorry, my straw nana cheesecake. That's something I just slapped together. I got to tweak it a little bit, but it turned out pretty decent. I got BTFC on the Bastium with my fostering a banana cheesecake in that. That recipe is on all the flavors. Has over 1,000 views now. Got some love on that one.
Nice.
And my all-day vape, my butterscotch Wasp Nano Pulse BF, 80 watt.
So I finally got to handle one of those when I went to the vape shop the other day. The 80 watt Pulse. It feels nice. It feels really nice. I like it a lot more than the mech one. A lot.
Yeah, it's small enough, and the button's small enough so it doesn't accidentally fire in my pocket. Yep. While I'm loading, I'm walking in the yard, I can throw it in my pocket and it's fine.
Just felt like it performed a little better too. I got to use it a little bit. Felt like it performed a little bit more admirably than the mech one did.
Yeah, I have a 0.19, 50 watts. Probably not gonna be able to see that, but I change battery out, because I use the most, probably twice a day, maybe 3 times a day. I'll change out the battery. I got the 2700 iJoy in there.
Nice.
Yeah, and as far as coils, I have a triple core fuse collapsers that I spun myself in the Dead Rabbit. They're a 3 millimeter, and I did them in the Hive as well. But I'm not vaping on the Hive right now. I don't have any I don't have any cotton in it right now. It's not a bad. It's for the price. It's an okay RTA.
Which one is it?
The Hive from Cloud Chasers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
They're coming
28
out with
millimeter.
that. They're coming out with that 25 millimeter one now.
It's already. Yeah, it should be already out. I saw it at the expo.
Yeah, I think they're. Well, I think it's releasing like tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could have picked one up early there, but I grabbed that one, and that one reminds me. It's like the Sherman, but with actual juice capacity. Because the biggest knock on the Sherman was you can only that giant tank, but it only held like 4 milliliters, and that one's like a good 7 to 8.
Have you ever had any of the Cloud Chasers e-liquid? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yeah, I've had every single one of them.
I like some of those actually.
I kind of was a pretty big fanboy.
Okay, excellent.
I got both of the Archons, and I've been kind of fanboying their stuff for a long time. It's not really fanboying. I had a vape shop that I owned and ran, and I sold their stuff in my vape shop also. And so I've kind of tried everything, and I didn't like. There were some of their liquids that is pretty decent, but for the most part, they weren't really my thing. A lot of people that came in my shop liked a lot of their stuff, though.
I like they had a tobacco custard something or other. I think I can't remember what the fucking name of it was.
It was oh gosh, something.
That's a good name for it.
Something leaf.
They had a couple that were really good, but that one I liked a lot actually. And I'm not a big tobacco guy, but I thought it was pretty good.
It was like Nightshade or some shit. I think
I bought a couple bottles of it actually, and I don't hardly ever buy, but I bought a couple bottles of that shit. Because I fucking I hit them up for reviews, and they're just like, get the fuck out of here. We're Cloud Chasers, bitch. We don't need you. We need us.
I guess the original owner of Cloud Chasers Inc. He's coming back to the vape industry. It's oh god, I can't think of his name now. Kurt Loblick.
No, I didn't know he was coming back.
I don't know in what capacity, but he's claiming he's coming back. So
I just heard his name not that long ago too. Oh, found it. Sinful Apple Roll. So we got 2
Nice
of these Adore one shots that you guys can enjoy. I like Lemon Ecstasy. I'm not a big fan of Sinful Apple Roll, but I just never got around to lip mixing these, and so I would love to share the wealth since we're talking DIY. Okay. So what I've been vaping, as most people know, I'm a mess when it comes to vape stuff. I'll just give you guys a quick view of what's in front of me. It's just, let me see here. Give you guys all fucking motion sickness. What can I see this side? So I got tons of mods. I got tons of e-liquids, pods, and all kinds of shit. Because that's kind of how I roll. So on the OverDose, that's right, I got an OverDose mod. Thanks to Kenny B. Kenny B, still love you for that. With the Mutation XS, I don't have that many 22 mil addies anymore. It's kind of sad. But this is a decent one. I don't have that many. I need more. But anyways, so I got this. That's when I'm vaping this one shot out of this strawberry cream from Flavor Arts. Okay. I have the US1 V2 RDA from Trinity Glass with the Trinity Glass top cap on there. On this mod I got from ADV. I can't remember the name of this. It's some Geek Vape mech mod. That's all that matters. Geek Vape mech mod. It's got batteries in the switch though. This is a decent mod, and it was cheap as dirt when it came out. So yeah, good stuff. And I'm vaping Unicorn Treats from Humble. I was in a cereal kick. Look at the darkness of that shit. That's
wow.
Shit right there. It's like, yeah, it's over a year old, but this is pretty decent for a.
It's not over a year. I haven't even been here a year.
Quit arguing with me, girl.
I'll take this at breakfast.
Vaping
Make
Boston,
him a sandwich.
making Boss Tobacco Kingpin here.
Boosted breakfast.
Yes, she's vaping boosted breakfast. I already told him I'd buy you that shit. Boss Tobacco Kingpin on the Drop Solo, and I resurrected this bad boy. I talked about it last week, I think. This is the the Tesla Invader 2 Classic. This is not stabilized wood. This is just wood. And so I actually caught this on fire. The MOSFET caught on fire one time because I was just destroying it with like 0.00 fucking -5 coils, and literally caught it on fire. And so I thought it was just dead. I had it in my closet, pulled it out, and I was kind of looking, and there was a little bit of melty, and there was a little bit of corrosion. And so I took some tools and kind of cleaned it up, retightened some stuff, messed with some wires, reflowed some solder, and threw some batteries in there, rubbing alcohol all over the chip. The MOSFET, pulled the MOSFET up off the actual wood. So it's a little bit suspended now. And I don't know if you guys can see the inside of that, but cleaned it up pretty nice. And threw some batteries in there, and lo and behold, it vapes. And as you might imagine, with all those wires and being what it is, it's got the old school fucking like 1 amp switch on it. This doesn't hit that hard, but I mean, it's admirably trying to hit. With 1 coil, it seems to perform okay. So yeah, vaping that. Kingpin, this is for a commercial e-liquid, this is really, really good. It's a peanut butter tobacco, and I'm a big fan of this. This is really, really good. I've been on a peanut butter kick lately ever since Code 69. Code 69, another really good e-liquid. That's coming from the Philippines though, and that is peanut butter and jelly. Best one I've ever had. Probably top 3 e-liquids of the year of 2018, in my opinion. This is stuff. I have all this stuff out, and I do vape this throughout the day. But like I was saying before, 99.9% of the time, I'm going to be vaping this. This is the Switch mod with the Dead Rabbit with the challenge cap, which I probably my favorite RDA of all time. Not the Dead Rabbit stock. I hate the Dead Rabbit stock. I think it's trash. The flavor on that is just trash. But with the challenge caps, it really opens up the possibilities with what this should have been from the beginning. And I got some coils from ADV, and I just rock white roll in there all the time. Cotton Bacon V2, not Prime, but V2 in there. Okay, got the 26650 UD Gladiator, old school, with the Benny Vape mesh. Do I have mesh in here though? No, I have that stovetop coil that I made. This is a fused Clapton stovetop coil. It actually produces pretty well. It's got a really nice little vertical fucking stream of vape that comes off of it. I like that. And that's what I'm vaping Killer Custard out of. Killer Custard. Okay. Guys, I get sidetracked sometimes doing this. I'm looking for this. Got the dot mod with the dot RDA. Now, I'll tell you what. This thing is junk. It's not great, okay? The mod itself. The RDA is actually pretty good. The materials aren't great, but it's okay. The button on this mod is junk. I just hate it. It doesn't feel good. It's kind of crunchy. I've cleaned it. It's just not well built. And it's, I think it's aluminum. Definitely got aluminum threads. The button seems to be some kind of copper, but it might just be plated. I'm not sure. But for that, being that, it still hits pretty good. And I'm vaping Suicide Bunny's Mother Milk out of that. I'll just do a couple more real quick. I have some Salt Nick stuff going on. Vaporosa Nexus, Swan Vagon, Jewel with I refilled the pod myself, so I'm not paying $28 for 4 of these pods. The Easy Watt from Innikin with the T20 Endura T20 S tank on here. Now here's something we talked about a lot last week when we were talking about Nick Salts. Don't think that if you're using Nick Salts, it has to be a pod. Grab yourself something like this and rock it at 10 watts with a 1.8 ohm coil in there, 1.5 ohm coil in there. You're going to have a really good experience. Also, I busted out, Maria had an old Kanger, one of the original Kanger techs, not like Kanger tech tanks, not a sub-ohm tank, but before that, predating the sub-ohm tanks, with an ego pin. And so I busted that out, put some Nick Salts in it. Great vape experience. And so, the conversation could be had that if nicotine salts would have been a thing then, we might not have evolved to where we are now, because it's a very satisfying vape experience. And I could have seen the industry kind of stalling there a little bit because it was really, really comfortable. We're going to talk about who got rated. I swear, we're going to talk about it. I swear, okay? But I'm also vaping these things, which honestly, I thought I was going to do the review and never touch these again. These are Cigalikes from Mimic. Now, the reason why I figured out why I actually like these things, they use Nick Salts, okay? And so using Nick Salts, this is in 25, this is in 36, I think. These are really good. They have a lot of great flavors. and I just find myself using them. I can't use them like a cigarette because it's disgusting to me. But I kind of just hold it like this, you know. And I will say this: is that these things are just cartomizers. That's all they are. They're just cartomizers. They're threaded to 510 though, and so you can take this carto and stick it on anything. I stuck it on the fucking the ego pin that Maria has. I'll stick it on like something like this, and even when it's like the liquid's gone out of here, you can pop the top. It's a carto, so you can pop this top off, feed some more liquid down into there, and vape away. For people who weren't around during the cartomizer time, it's just a filling material. This is just all filled with this filling material. I'm not 100% sure what it is, but it's some kind of filling material, some kind of nylon, I think. Then it's got a coil in the middle. It's got a little tube coming up so that you can actually vape out of it. But that kind of blocks off the airflow a little bit on this one. But great experience. Absolutely love these things. They're great. Then I have the OBS Draco kit. It lights up OBS, which I guess is the best part about it. And I have, oh my God, Milkman Mango Milk in here. And I think we'll just stop there because now I'm just kind of losing interest myself and all this shit. So that's where we got. I vape a lot of different shit during the day. Some of this, is just stuff that we've reviewed and I've enjoyed. But yeah, mostly it's just this.
I have an honorable mention.
Okay.
I have a prototype topside, and this thing has been fucking great. I don't normally like regulated single battery mods because I usually do dual coil around, way too low. And so they don't really usually work for me. This thing has done great since I've had it.
I got one coming for review, so I'm really excited about it. I'm really, really excited about it.
It holds 10 mils of liquid, which is more than anything else that I do. If I'm going to grab something, if I'm going to have to leave the house or whatever and need to grab something, that's what I go for every time now, because I can fill that tank up one time and be gone for a few hours or whatever, and it's gonna be good, and I won't run out of liquid.
So it's funny. It's funny, Jesse. You say that you're a mech mod guy. You don't use regulated a lot because low ohms just are like the bane of our existence when you're trying to use regulated mods. If anybody wants a regulated mod but they still want to be able to rock extremely low ohm coils, we were doing a giveaway, and one of those giveaways is called the it's the Inikin Proton kit. Comes with a Scion tank. So we got one for ourselves, and that thing will fire coils at 0.06. For sure. It might go lower, but I know that I have put coils on there at 0.06, and it fires it absolutely no problem. Cranking it up a little bit, probably 200. The max, I think, is 235 watts. But it fires it. It does it well. It's a fucking fantastic piece of gear for a regulated mod. It's the one to have right now, in my opinion. It's fantastic, and it looks nice too. I'll grab it in here in a second to show you guys. But so yeah, another honorable mention. Okay, and also speaking of the top side, we're gonna have. I swear, you guys, and I keep saying this, but Brian is coming on the show. We're gonna make it happen. He's already promised, and so if he doesn't fulfill his end of the bargain, then we're all gonna go and raid his ass one of these days. Okay, so just to touch on something real quick, we'll talk about the raid that happened, and then we'll move into some DIY stuff. So Juul, who's the manufacturer of the Juul, as you might imagine, they were raided by the federal government. So I don't know exactly what agencies it was. It probably was the
FDA.
FDA, and I think also the IRS was there as well. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But usually those two guys do a lot of work together, and because they're looking for any reason to fucking stop Juul from selling these things. And so when I first read that article came out on the 2nd, was when I saw that it had happened. I saw an article on the 2nd. I was with my son, who's 16. Now this is, I didn't expect this, okay, because it's always propaganda that you hear, right? With my son, he's 16. I just say out loud, "Wow, Juul got popped," because that's a big deal to me, because that has a lot of ramifications for us.
Yes.
And my son said, "Oh, Juul, like so many people at the high school have that," and it just stopped me dead in my tracks. Like, motherfuck, this is the problem, man. This is the goddamn problem. It's Juul, man. And so doing a little bit of research, Juul has 70% market share. 70% of vaping and e-liquid products that are sold in the United States come from Juul. They only have one product. They have the Juul and then their pods. So think about every product that we vape, all the mods, all the e-liquid, all the shops that we go to, all the online retailers, they only comprise 30% of a total market. And Juul controls the rest.
Yep.
That's fucking insane. So I just want to get you guys that kind of opinion on it and, do a little bit of a discussion about it. It's got some ramifications for sure.
Yeah. My idea on it is that if it wasn't Juul, it'd be the next biggest company that they would be trying to go after. And they're just trying to kind of either make an example or set a precedence or something like that with the situation. Juul has been doing a lot of things to prevent underage vaping with their products. It's not really going to work because as good as they want, because parents are buying their kids Juuls. People that are over 18 that are able to do it are buying their younger friends Juuls. So it's but they do have, I don't know the exact situation with it. Juul's got some type of thing where they can shut down those pods within so many feet of a school or whatever to keep them. Yeah, it shuts them down. And so I don't know how that works and how they set that up, but it would be like a cell phone blocker. You turn it on, you can't use your cell phone or whatever like that. I'm guessing, but they are doing a lot of things. They were for a long time. I think they were blinded to all the underage use, and now that they are that they know what's going on and stuff. They're trying to put things in place to be different. I don't know if it'll do any good, but they're trying at least. On the surface, it seems like they are honestly trying.
So one of the documents that got leaked from this whole raid was some inner emails going back and forth between some of the brass of Juul, saying that there's been kind of an awareness since 2015 that there was an issue with underage people using their products. Now, I totally agree with you that no matter what the situation, they're coming after vaping because there's just big money interest behind that. Right. But there is something about Juul specifically that's attracting these young people. I don't know what it is, but like what is it right here? Keith Black said his daughter just told him today that at least 85% of her kids in high school have Juuls. I don't know what it is. But that's and I totally thought that was bullshit. I did, man, until the second when my son said, "Oh, Juuls, I got like a ton of people at my school have those," yeah. and so it's definitely not on Juul. And you're right, Juul has done a lot, and as soon as the FDA came out and said you have 60 days to clean up your act or whatever.
These little stores.
I feel like it's because it's such high nicotine and it's so small that they can do it in the bathroom or wherever, and they can get away with it instead of like smoking a cigarette or something like that. It's so small and so high nic that they can just do a couple hits real quick and be good.
When I go to the hospital, this is what I take with me because I can vape in my hospital room and nobody's the wiser. I know that's scummy, but I mean that's just the reality of what I do.
Right, that's just how it works.
That's just how it works. Yeah. But so you're right about that. When they said that to Juul, you got 60 days clean up your act, or we're gonna take it off the market. Their reaction was amazing. It was not hostile. It wasn't like, why us? They said, we will do everything we can. We want to totally cooperate. Tell us what you need us to do. We'll do it. Right. So they're very accommodating to the feds, which is why it was a little weird that they got raided, in my opinion, because they've been very accommodating. They want to help. They're putting a lot of money towards trying to not get vapes into kids' hands. But the reality is it's in Walmart. It's in Walgreens. It's in all these stores. You take, no matter who you are, if they sold this in a vape shop, it wouldn't be in kids' hands because vape shops are like Nazis about underage vaping because they know how important it is to keep it out of kids' hands. But like, I think we all know if you want something and you're underage, we've all bought, when I was smoking, I wasn't 18 when I was smoking. I got people to go buy them for me. When I wanted to drink a beer, I wasn't 21. People had to go buy them for me. The smoking age here in California is 21.
Parents.
And yeah, parents a lot of times will buy them. Like Penna just said, parents will buy them for their kids if they're already smoking. There's a lot of things that are going on, you know. And
kids are going to get what they're going to get. You're not going to control it. Whatever, you can get rid of all the jewels, and they're going to have something else. They're going to be able to get it. No, and then you can ban everything, and they're still going to get what they're going to get. You know,
it's just going to raise the price. Yeah,
but
they just got to pay more for it.
But see, and then somebody said, look at the design of the jewel. And they're right, man. This thing is very appealing. That's why I like it. I always hated on the jewel because I'm like one of those vapors. It's kind of like a hip-hop fan who's like a hip-hop fan. And they're like, fuck all that mainstream shit. I like that underground shit. I'm like that. Like, fuck all that jewel shit. I use mech mods and shit. But I tell you what, once I actually got one, it's like, hey, that music's not bad. You know, I can bob my head to that music because this is a good product, man. It's overpriced, but it is a damn good product. And I bet you $1 trillion, this is helping people to quit smoking. And at the end of the day, that's all I care about is that this is helping people quit smoking. And so it's a tough situation because they're going to use this as a catalyst to – he's already said it. What's his name? What's the guy's name? Fucking the guy from the
President Jewel. Yeah. Oh, Gottlieb.
So in one breath he's saying, man, it would be amazing if we could get all smokers to switch to vaping. In the next breath he's saying we might have to look at a federal ban of flavors.
Yep.
So they're going to use this to piggyback off of this. The initial ban of these will set a precedent to ban other products. And no matter, like I've heard people say, who cares? It's Juul, it's Blue, it's fucking Enjoy. I don't give a fuck. I don't vape those things. It's like, you selfish motherfucker, man. And first off, okay, you're selfish and ignorant because just because you don't use it doesn't mean that people aren't using it. Obviously, 70% of the fucking market is this. And not just that, you think it's not going to affect you because you're ignorant to the realities of what's going on right now. They're coming for you. They're coming for us. Yeah. Our industry is like this huge thorn in not just big tobacco, but also fucking the people who are making cancer drugs. You think they want us to not get cancer? Boy, they're counting on you getting cancer. They want you to get cancer because they're going to sell you these fucking crazily priced treatments. And the hospitals, they need to fucking treat you for cancer and emphysema and all these heart issues and shit. Smoking causes, everything from cancer to heart disease to lung diseases to upper respiratory fucking infections. Every winter when I was smoking, every single winter, I would get bronchitis without fail. And it was directly related to smoking. And I would go in and the doctor would say, it's because you're smoking. Here's some antibiotics. Cha-ching. Here's some fucking cough syrup. Cha-ching. Here's a fucking throat tickle medicine. Cha-ching.
Yep. Train Sonic just made a good point with the Juuls. Like, do they step down their nicotine or is it just one? See, that's
they have a second one that's in. They want to release it, but I think they're waiting to see what happens with everything else before they do. And
I think that's one of the things that they're expecting them to do is if you're selling this product to get people off cigarettes, but you're not giving more options to step down off the nicotine, so you can ultimately quit doing it too and just not do anything. Like they should have more options.
So John Mueller is saying they do offer 30 milligram on some flavors. So
they had started to release them. Okay, because I knew they had them in planning, but I didn't know they released them yet.
But honestly, I think our best bet here is not cessation. I really think the cessation of nicotine is not our best bet. I think our best bet is saying safer alternative.
Yeah.
Okay. That's where I've always been with it. Do I ever plan? Okay, I stepped down to 3 milligram because I wanted to blow fat clouds out of a mech mod. Not because I wanted less nicotine, right? Like when I first started, that was what everybody said. You start at 12, go to 6, 3, and then you just don't vape anymore. I like vaping and I like nicotine, and so and I like 50 milligram. I do, it's not going to replace my normal 3 milligram that I vape, but it's nice to have that option.
But I think the majority of actual vapors out there, that 70-some%. They're looking to not do anything at all at some point. It's they're not looking to get in the hobby or anything. So at that point, you kind of have to say smoking cessation along with the safer alternative. It's like they have to come together with that because they're looking to get off cigarettes and not rely on anything altogether. And that
you know what, you're totally right. You're totally right, because this is just my bias as a vapor coming through, and I try not to let it. But you're right.
I feel the same way that you, because I've been in the hobbyist, the hobbyist side of it for so long. But I also can put myself in other people's shoes, because I've talked to a lot of people that it was coming down to living or dying, to getting off cigarettes, and they didn't they had an end goal to get on into vaping, to get off cigarettes, and then to step down and not be doing anything at all. And the way that I was thinking whenever I started vaping is I was okay with smoking. I didn't want to quit smoking. I wanted to not spend as much, which is fucked up, because I've spent way more on vaping than I probably ever have on cigarettes. Well, I can't say that necessarily, but I've spent way more than I would have if I had just smoked, because I got into the hobby side of it. I don't have an end game. I don't want to quit vaping. I didn't want to quit smoking. I was able to switch over to vaping really quickly, and I enjoy it. If they took all the vaping away, I would go back to cigarettes, because I want my nicotine. That's
a scary, sad thing, because I think you're right, because I like nicotine. You know what? A lot of people know, some people don't. I have a history. I'm an addict. I like a lot of people in our community are. So I was an addict for years and years and years. I fucking got clean. I don't drink. I don't smoke pot. I don't do anything. And if you know where I live, which is Mendocino County, not smoking pot is actually a pretty big deal. I don't do anything except for nicotine. It's like my one thing I have left, and I don't want to give it up. And but most people, they definitely want to step down. They definitely want to not have anything going in their lungs, and more power to them. And I think there's a lot to be said for that as well.
Well, that's awesome. And I encourage that. It's great. I don't want that for myself, because I want my nicotine. Nicotine's the only thing I've picked up that I couldn't put down, and I don't plan on quitting it. And it's not even a bad thing. The worst part about it is it's supposed to be addictive. I don't care. Like, I enjoy nicotine. It calms me down. It helps me think more clearly. I have a pretty bad anxiety and panic attack problem that I take medicine for most of the time. The nicotine helps me calm down. It's not the bad part of cigarettes anyway. That's like the best thing about cigarettes. It's everything else is the bad shit.
It's the only good thing about cigarettes. Absolutely. You know what? Here's the thing too, is that since I've started vaping, my nicotine cravings I don't even get nicotine, like traditional, like what we would think of, like when you're fiending for a cigarette.
Yeah. Because you was getting cravings for the other stuff, not the nicotine. It's the additives and stuff that they put in that shit to make you keep doing it.
And I think that's like the most amazing thing I realized after switching over. I can go hours. I can go a whole work shift without vaping. I couldn't go 20 fucking minutes without smoking.
I can't go 20 minutes without vaping.
I haven't really had to, so I don't know.
I vape
my job.
I vape around at least around 800 milliliters every 2 weeks.
Yep.
Wow.
I've that's how much just of Current River I vape. I have to mix up 800 milliliters every 2 weeks. And
it's pretty close to what I vape. Yeah, it's pretty close to what I vape. We vape about 500 mils of White Girl every couple weeks. Yeah, and that's on top of everything else we vape. So.
Yeah, that's not including the other stuff that I vape in between and stuff on other devices and stuff, because I do vape other stuff, just not consistently. But yeah, I don't want to ever get rid of the nicotine.
Me neither. I mean, to be totally honest. And you know what? Somebody made a really good point. Is that one of the big reasons why big tobacco and all these pharmaceutical companies are coming after us isn't even because of it's a mixture of these things, but we're missing a big part of it. It's the other smoking cessation products, nicotine gum, patches, Chantix. These things are outrageously expensive, and they don't work as well. But that's what they were, that's kind of what they were counting on. That's a big part of their income.
I still feel like when they find where they're going to make their money on vaping, they're going to be completely cool with it. They just don't know where they're not making any money off of it yet. So they're like, fuck it, let's get rid of it. We're already making enough what we want on this other shit. Let's just fucking get rid of this thing because we're not sure about it, you know?
That's the problem. That's the problem with old money. It's just like with oil and electric cars. It's like it's not proven how we're going to make the money on this yet. So let's just stick with what we have because we're safe with that. We don't fucking want to change anything. This is how we're fucking keep making our money. But if they just made a little risk, they'd make 10 times the money because people want to make those switches to vaping, to electric cars, things that are healthy for them and their environment. And people want to do those things. They will spend the money. But like the old money just has to be like dragged, pulling and screaming. And that's why vaping was so great, is because there's all these people who I know, like friends and family and extended friends and family, who were like, hey, I'm going to take it upon myself to start these small businesses. People like Jesse, who are like in like the support industry of vaping. You know what I mean? Like where I live, pot growing is the #1 form of revenue for everybody I know. Okay. It's huge here. And it's legal now, so it is what it is, whatever, right? But like the people who make the most money are in the support industries. People who sell soil and fucking fencing and water tanks. Those people are making millions of dollars.
Lighting,
yes, all this crazy stuff. So there's just a lot of money to be made in those industries.
Yeah. So like if you look at, you were talking about electric cars before, you know, you look at what Elon Musk is doing with Tesla. You know, it's a quality vehicle. I just played with Teslas for the last 2 weeks, and it's an amazing vehicle. There's technology in them and everything else, and they're getting better life on the batteries. And if you buy their charging station, you can charge it in like fully charged from dead to fully charged in like 2 hours tops. Yeah. And they have them everywhere, and you don't have to pay for them. If you go to a place that has a charging station, a Tesla station, you just pull up, plug in. There's no putting in any payment or anything because it's all, you own the car, so yeah, go for it. You know, we're gonna provide you with the energy.
And also, they have the home battery units. It's just a giant stacks of 18650s you put on your wall, and then you can run your whole fucking house off of them. It's the same power system they use for Teslas. So amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah, if you look at any kind of automotive facility, you know, the support system behind them. You know, let's say Honda over in Ohio. You have the manufacturing plant, but then you have the engine plant over here. You have a seat plant over here. You have another plant that's making upholstery. One that's doing wheels. One that's doing they're getting their tires and everything. So you have all these other businesses that are providing to that plant. So there's a lot more money being spread around than just people that are working at that plant. Yep,
absolutely.
Yeah, I think Woodtick Mike was saying, can you vape too much VG, and get breathing issues? Some people are going to have allergies to like PG and stuff like that, but I think I don't really think that you can vape too much and it cause a problem like that. I don't.
No.
I don't know about long term. If like doing it for 20 or 30 or 40 years, because anything you put in your body that's not already there is not 100% healthy for you. So it's gonna definitely change something. I just don't think that I don't think it'll be a blip on the whole smoking thing, no. Compared to smoking.
So what Mike said toward the end of the day, I started getting COPD type systems. I tell you what, if I'm being totally honest, if I have a really heavy, especially when I first started, because I was vaping like a fucking madman, I would get days where I felt very heavy, but then I would take like 10-minute break or, like an hour break, and then it goes away so fast. But like all these problems that people like worried about, like water on the lung, that's already been disputed. But
yeah, I would wonder if there's like a pre-existing issue that you maybe was happening anyway, and it's just now starting to get a little worse maybe. And vaping's not a medicine. It's not going to fix anything. It's just going to allow you to live healthier from the point you started on,
Smoke 42 Vape brings up the biggest concern we all have with vaping. It's going to be those dry knuckles. It's going to be those dry knuckles. Fucking Rip Trippers, man. He really threw us under the bus on that one, man. What a fucking douche he was. Seriously, though. And I was so disappointed in Rip because, man, Rip Trippers was like one of the first people I really liked, enjoyed watching because he had a lot of personality. And him stealing all the builds off Instagram and doing videos of them. I liked all that stuff, and I didn't watch him anymore at that point. But when I saw that video, it was just like, God damn, you have come so fucking low, my friend.
Oh yeah.
Selling fucking low.
Keith Black is saying, I love when the crackheads at my job say, don't blow them clouds near me. He's like, are you effing serious? You smoke crack, bro. I don't want to breathe that shit. That's one of the crazy things about how people respond to vaping versus cigarettes. They'll sit next to someone all damn day long when they're smoking cigarettes, but as soon as you blow a vape cloud out, they're like, oh God, get that shit away from me. Yeah. And there's not even any secondhand vape. I know that they're ignorant to that. They don't know that information, but all they see is this big huge cloud of something. That's where we need to try to educate more people so they're not so ignorant to vaping and what it does,
Absolutely. But it's really hard. Some people you're never going to educate because
there's some people that
want to be anti-vaping. They're going to be so
right. They've heard from someone that they really like or respect one thing, and it's totally wrong information, and they just go with it. My wife. She was telling me a story about this girl that was working in her store with her for like a day or two. And she was talking about how I do my stands and I vape and all that stuff. And this girl was just, no, it's bad. It causes popcorn lung. It's just terrible. And it didn't matter what my wife said. She was just gung ho about it being worse than cigarettes and all this. And I'm like, don't even, she was messaging me and I was like, don't even respond to it. Like, don't because you're not going to ever change people's minds like that. Like, it would be nice for people to be open-minded enough, like to hear what you have to say and to do research and all that stuff. But some people, there's just no getting through to them and they're not going to see anything except for what they already think.
I had the perfect story to highlight that. Here locally, we have what I like to call bong and dildo stores, which is exactly what it sounds like. They sell bongs and dildos. I'm going to show that. I don't know why that got flagged. So exactly what they sound like, bongs and dildos, that's what their business is. But they also sell vape stuff a lot of times. Very overpriced from 2013 vape stuff.
Bongs and dongs.
Bongs and dongs, exactly. And so we had a guy here. He was vaping, but so a big fucking thing happened. The shop that he was working in, it caught fire. Big fucking fire. The initial word, all the rumor was he was vaping a mech, popped a battery off in his face, caught him on fire, blah blah blah. Turns out, later on, turns out he was fucking making hash oil in the back with butane in an unventilated room and was vaping. And so, yeah, what happened was he created a spark of some kind in a room filled with fucking butane gas, which is highly flammable, and fucking just blew the walls off the place. And, but we didn't know it at first. All we heard was, oh, it's the fucking guy popped the battery off and fucking lit himself on fire. So I'm going to Walmart. Like, this is like 20 minutes after all the news hits. Our town's about 30,000 people. Word travels fast, right? So I'm going to Walmart for work. I'm vaping, as I will do from time to time, walking by the employee smoking area, and there's 10 guys out there just smoking their life away. And this guy walks out and he goes, "Don't you know those things are dangerous? Guy just fucking lit himself on fire across town with one of those things." Like, unironically, just smoking his cigarette. And I stopped, and so I had to engage. I stopped and I said, "You know how many fires are caused by that right there every year? See how many fires are caused by people smoking in bed and lighting their house on fire and killing them and their kids? So you know how many fires just here in town have been caused by people like you smoking?" I got kind of a little confrontational because it was just like, how ignorant can you be, man?
Yeah.
And he backed down, of course. But it was like, that's the kind of shit we're up against, man. It's just like the one little, any bad press that we get, they are just going to fucking grab onto that and they're going to try to kill us with it. Strangle us with this one little thread of bad information. So, okay.
That's like, just to piggyback off that real quick, one of the bigger reviewers in this industry, Vaping Heathen. He's a Philadelphia firefighter. in the history of Philadelphia, there's never been a fire caused by vaping.
That's the majority of places. There's been no fires caused by vaping.
Well, there must not be any vapors in Philly then.
I guess he's the only one. Yeah.
No.
Oh God.
No, that's incredible. People's ignorance to it, and I'm not saying that people are just stupid or ignorant or whatever. They're just ignorance, just the lack of knowledge about something, and going over the same bullshit without actually doing any research is beyond me. Like anytime that like I come across something new that I don't know about, I'm doing research on it. I'm Googling it. I'm doing whatever to find out as much as I can about it before I make a decision about it. You know, and it's the ignorance of it. If you're hearing something on the news or you're seeing ads or whatever for anti-vaping and stuff, be your own person, have your own mind, do research about it, find out if what you're hearing is true or not, and then base your opinion on it after that, you know?
Yeah, I received a phone call the other day from a coworker, and we had talked a while back. You know, he was having asthma issues and everything else, but he was still smoking. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't know that vaping. I tried it once, and I had an asthma attack, so he got afraid of it." Well, he finally stepped up and got tired of, you know, waking up and, you know, how he said it when he was in the shower, coughing up Smurfs and, you know, everything else.
Well, the crazy thing is, like, I've dealt with a lot of people with that. Like, they start vaping and they're like, I just couldn't handle it. It was making me have asthma attacks. I was like, you're not having asthma attacks. That is literally your body getting used to something it's never had in it before, because you think that you can vape and it's going to be exactly like smoking, and you was never explained that it's going to have a different effect on your body by whoever sold you what product. And I can understand if you bought the product blindly from a gas station or something like that without asking any questions. But most people should have that information and be willing to tell people, hey, if you're a smoker and you're getting into vaping, just expect for it to maybe cause you to cough and stuff at first.
Yeah,
it's not the same thing as cigarettes. And yeah, it is a lot healthier than cigarettes, but it's still something that's not been in your body, and your body is going to have to get used to that. And one of the reactions is to reject it, which means it's going to cause you to cough and do all those actions like that until it gets used to it. And then you're going to start feeling a hell of a lot better shortly after that, within a week or two, because the cigarette, all that bad shit from cigarettes is going to go away. You're going to get your sense of smell back. Your clothes are going to smell better. You're just going to feel a lot better in general.
And another reason why people go ahead.
Yeah, that's like me and my friend, we were talking, and, you know, he went to a vape shop, you know, Friday before this past Friday, and went with another coworker. They'd been vaping for a while. That I kind of got onto it, and took him in there. He got an Aegis Legend kit, and we were talking about stuff. He goes, "Yeah, I heard they don't have that stuff in there that caused the popcorn lung." And I told him, "It's like, I said, you're talking about diacetyl. Your cigarettes had 900 more times diacetyl than the worst e-liquid." And I said, "Be honest with you, diacetyl's fucking yummy."
It is delicious.
Exactly. I said, "There's nothing wrong with diacetyl in the levels that we use in vaping." I said, "That was just another bullshit propaganda thing that was passed off by, you know, anti-vaping organizations."
The amount that you would have to vape to get popcorn lung is physically impossible for 30 people to do, you know?
Yeah.
And that they're saying that it's just not believable. Look at the story. It's just dumb to believe. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mentioned this the other night on Fresh's show, going back to Juul for a second. You know, in this truck stop here, they were carrying Juul for a few months. And they had the Mark 10s and the blues and all that. And now Juul is gone. Once they sold out, they weren't getting any more. But now they have more of the blue, and one called like Circo or something, and, you know, Mark 10. Everything that the tobacco companies are selling, they're in there prominent. You know, taking up half the cigarette rack now.
And those suck.
You can't. Yeah, exactly. But you can't get Juul anymore.
Yeah, that sucks
because of fear mongering and shit.
Yeah. That's it.
Well, the thing is, the tobacco companies probably are giving them an incentive to not sell Juul and to sell their bullshit instead.
I don't have really a thought one way or another. I don't do the pod systems and stuff like that. I don't have really a thought one way or the other, but to me, anything that's getting people off cigarettes and living healthier by no longer smoking, I'm okay with. I mean, it sucks if these companies are going to have something and they're going to try to be young and hip and all that, and it happens to look good to underage kids or whatever. That's unfortunate. But like these days, these young kids act so much more or think they're so much more mature than what they are, and so they want to know what's hip. And for like the early 20s and early to mid 20s crowd, what they're doing, what they're hip to, and all that stuff, they're going to be doing it too.
Oh yeah.
There's multiple reasons for why underage kids are going to do it, mainly because they've already started smoking or whatever, and they rebel against everything. You say no, and you can guarantee that they're going to fucking do it every time. That's the way I was. You tell me no, fuck you, I'm doing it.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's just
as far as the pod systems, I just bought a friend of mine a whole setup, with the Nick salts and the Spire cobble and some extra pods and everything. And I told her, it's like, she's still smoking. I said, well, dual use, and you'll find that you'll hit that more. She's like, well, this is choking me out. I say, yeah, well, you just have to get used to it.
I actually found, when I first started, I found that doing direct lung hits were way easier for me than doing mouth to lung as far as getting rid of that choking. But another thing I wanted to say when we were talking about that was that your body is healing. Every minute you're not smoking, your body is trying to heal. And a lot of that smoke, a lot of that coughing and shit is your body just trying to get all that shit out.
Exactly. Yeah, it wants to get it out.
And, will you experience a little bit of discomfort? Some people, yes. But you just have to keep trying. Like the people who just go, nope, done. That's just, it's sad. But some people just don't want to quit smoking. For me, I dual used for 6 months.
You have to want it.
You have to want it, absolutely. But I dual used for 6 months because I was sick of smoking. I was going to college late in life. I've told the people a lot of times. So I was like much older than all the kids I was going to college with. I would go into a class and I just knew I stunk. I knew I stunk. None of these kids smoked. None of them. And so, which was great, But then I would go in there. I knew I stunk. I hated smelling that. And then when I was dual using, it would be like more and more less, I would be smoking. Yeah. I would smoke. I got down to like at the end, I was smoking maybe half a cigarette twice a day. And then I was vaping the rest of the time. And for a variety of reasons, just convenience. I could sit in my recliner and vape instead of going outside to smoke and all that shit, But then but then there's just a point where you just go, no, like this fucking cigarette tastes like shit. It smells disgusting. I know it's bad for me, but you do have to want to quit. It's like any other addiction. If you want to quit, you're going to quit. If you don't want to quit, then you're going to find every fucking conceivable reason not to quit. The first sign of discomfort, you're going to say, no, I just go back to fucking Pall Mall fucking straights with no filter and just see if I can shorten my life by 30 years, So, okay. We've dug into this. We're running out of time. I really want to dig into some other stuff real quick. And then I'd love to have you guys both back. We can talk about this at length some more. This is not going away, this issue, as far as the dual issues and all this stuff. So we're going to definitely get back into that. But there's a couple other things I want to talk about, DIY being one of them. And then I think what we'll do is let's take a quick dive into some coils from our boy, Clean as Fuck Coils. I don't even think he's in the chat, which is a little unfortunate. I did tell him we were going to feature him tonight. He said he might even come on. I sent him the link. He's not here, obviously, but I was hoping he would be in chat. So if you're watching the replay for this, Freddie, thanks for sending all these coils over the years. Somebody had asked, where's Freddie? But he's not here, obviously. But what we have been doing is that over the last couple years, we've done coil showcases on the show where people will send in their coils and we'll showcase them and we'll do, whoever sends them in that week, we'll do we would do coils from Yeti, me, Freddie, Juan, ADV, anybody who wanted to participate, we would show their coils. Over the years, it just got, over the last few months, it got less and less people sending them in. People just got bored with doing it, I think. So what we're doing now as a great, a last hurrah is we're going through all the coils that have been sent in from each individual builder. And so we've done Paul Hessian, we've done Juan Castillo. Oh God, who else did we do? I'm leaving somebody out. We did Yeti. I think we did one other person even. I can't remember.
You ever done Kenny B?
I'm saving Kenny B. I think next week I'm actually going to do myself, and I think I'm going to do Kenny B next after that. I think that's one of the last. Oh no. So what it is, I'm going to do me next, Kenny B, and then the last episode of that is going to be all the people who sent in infrequently, like people who only sent in a few times. We're going to bunch them all together as one and just go through all of those. So what we're going to do is I'm going to jump into the coils. I actually didn't have a chance to break these down like I have everybody else's, so we're just going to have to dig through these. But it shouldn't be hard because I have them primarily labeled as such. But let's go ahead. Share screen. Here it is. Boom, bam. Okay, we're going to start with here. This is boom, boom, boom. We're going to find some from him. They're always pretty clear that they're his. There's none here. Okay, good to know. Coils. Coil 74. Again, nothing. 75. Nothing. Jeez, I guess it's going to be harder than I thought. Oh, no. I should have done this beforehand. Oh, Jesus Christ.
No shit week.
Yeah.
It'll be okay.
I should have just done me, I guess, because I'm seeing all my coils here. Unsurprisingly, I have submitted more coils than most people. And they're not as good as anybody else's. Yeah, this is a rabbit hole. I'm not seeing any of this. Goddamn, did I already do this or something? I'm fucking lost. Okay. We're going to get there, I swear, people. Oh, jeez Louise. That's not him. That's somebody else with a fresh as fuck. Oh, yeah, there was another guy who also used fresh as fuck. Christ. Okay, but so I swear we do have some from him. Oh my God. This is the last time I'm unprepared for this fucking segment. I'll tell you that right now. This is embarrassing. Okay, let's go down. Let's start at the bottom. Now we're here. Started at the bottom, now we're here. Obviously not. Here we go. Okay, finally found some clean coils. This is a great shot. It's a barrel shot. This is when he first started using his logo in his coil picks. And this is a, what do you call it? Is this the Inception coil, right? What's called a coil inside of a coil? I'm pretty sure that's
Yep.
Yep. And this is a helix variety of that, as you can see, a twisted helix. Man, this guy's a genius, honestly. He's just so fucking smart. He thinks about coils a lot differently than I do, which I have a lot of respect for that. And here's the non-barrel shot. Here's a front shot of that.
That's pretty.
That's pretty, but it's a lot of wire, man.
Yeah.
That's a gorgeous coil. Looks like small inner diameter, which might make up for the fact that there's a lot of wraps. Or it could be a series build. I mean, I don't know. I wish he was here to kind of explain some of these things to us. Hey, there's movie liquids. What do you know? Not the best. Not the best e-liquid. It's not bad, though.
You'd rather eat the cow patty? No, I'm just kidding.
Here's some stuff from Clean. Now you can tell he sent this specifically to me because you'll notice the pubes. There's several pubes. That's kind of like a running joke here, Jesse, is that everybody who submits coils to OverDose Vapes, there's always pubes involved.
You always have pubes in there.
I always have pubes in mine, and if they don't have pubes in theirs, then they're in big fucking trouble. But this is an early build from Freddie, I believe. It's still very, very clean and very complicated. But you can see it's a hybrid.
Yeah.
It's a hybrid parallel, which is amazing. But you can also see that there's a little bit of loose wraps here on the aliens, on the ends, which if nowadays that would never come out of his build station. The man his aliens are so tight, and so yeah. But that's an amazing coil. I don't even know how to do fucking hybrids at this point. I've tried several times. I can never get them to look like that. So here's a semi-color shot of that. There's a glow shot of that.
Oh my God, these are both fails.
And that's not, I don't think that's from him. Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry, baby.
I want to make the customer look it.
So that's the
That's the one recipe that lady did not give me good
I'm sorry.
I can't even pull an alien off, so there's no way in hell I'm
Hey,
doing
welcome to
some
my world, man. Welcome to my world, because I am alien dumb when it comes to aliens. Straight up dumb. I just don't know how to do it.
I can fuse Clapton like a motherfucker.
Exactly.
Me too. That's so funny.
I did these tri-cores. I'm like, there's only this like second or third time I ever did tri-cores, and they turned out good. I was like, all right.
Show you some other early pictures from Freddie, because these don't even have his logo in them yet. Show you some alien parallels. Beautiful.
My Kennedy, right?
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, his photography, that's one thing about Freddie from the beginning. His photography has always been a little bit more advanced than some of the other guys who started off. Like, we've had a lot of these guys who we all know really well now. They started their building roughly around the same time, and they would all send in pictures to the show roughly around the same time. And so we saw these guys really develop as builders during this last couple of years. But I will say this, that Freddie always was a step above with his photography, more so than his contemporaries. His contemporaries have caught up, but he always kind of had that knack for taking really, really good photography. Like, these are great pictures. I mean, they're just great pictures. Very clean.
Clean as fuck.
Very clean as fuck. To catch that mid drop like that, that's a lot tougher.
That's awesome.
It's very awesome. Boom, right there on the glob. Oh. Okay, we're out of clean pictures now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Swear, guys, that this is not going to be how it normally is. I promise you so many times. I promise. This is all Kenny B here. It's me, Ren. I don't even think Ren watches the show anymore, but hey, Ren, if you're watching, we miss you. Who's this? Oh, that's obviously me. Look at that shit show. If you don't know, you can actually use a potato to take pictures. It's funny.
Fucking Pippa. Don't worry, Jesse. The last time I pulled an alien off, I was left with green slime on my hands.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That is some classy shit right there. Oh my god. Okay, we found some more. I feel like such an idiot right here. So this was for our series. We used to do themes even, like we would do series coils, blah blah blah. So this is Clean's series entries to the series coil showcase. And that's a lot of wraps.
12 wrap alien, damn.
And I'm sure that is going to be 3 cores. Might even be more. I see 2 right here. 1, 2. So hell, there might be 4 or 5 cores there. What are you going to put that in? That's what I want to know. What the hell are you going to put? Let's see. Let's investigate.
Maybe
see if you actually
like a dump tank or something, yeah.
Elite
40
V2.
millimeter.
No, here we go. Look at this. What is that?
What is it? Oh, that's the icon.
Wow.
What?
So that's a smaller coil than it looks like then.
It looks like the icon anyway. I might be wrong about that, but
I wish he was here to tell us. Okay, so here's the top cap.
yeah, that's the icon.
Is it? Yeah.
It's got 2 squares for the airflow yet. So
Yeah, it's icon, yeah.
that must be a small fucking series.
Yeah. It must be like 2 to 2.5 millimeter inner diameter. Yeah, that's crazy shit. And probably very small gauge wire. Doesn't look that small gauge wire though, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a trailer because this is a joke. But now the joke doesn't make any sense because it's been like a year. So we looked at that one. Okay, yeah. Kenny B, man, when it gets time to do you, man, we got so many coils for Kenny B. He's been prolific during this whole time. Oh wow, here's some old clean ones.
Another Inception.
Another Inception. Yep. On the Icon.
Yep. Yeah, that's the same deck.
Yep, for sure. God, that's such a gorgeous picture. Jesus Christ.
So that's on a 24 or 25 millimeter RDA. So that's a
24,
that's a pretty small fucking series build.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like my series builds not much higher than I like my regular builds, if I'm honest.
My series builds are usually around 0.27.
Yeah, I like about 0.2. That's about what I like, yeah. I mean, yeah, most of my coils are below 0.1. They're even below 0.8, a lot of them. I'm not trying to brag, and I don't recommend people do that, but, like, that's just how I vape, and
I don't recommend other people vape. How I vape is what I normally say, because I vape at a 0.07 most of the time.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, don't do as I say, not as I do type of thing, I guess.
0.07 is kind of my safety zone, my comfort zone now. I'll just show you, like, we got a couple builds here that I know were extremely low ohms that are mine. Here's one. There's a terrible picture, but this is a 3-core Clapton, flattened obviously, and parallel with like 20 gauge wire. It's a terrible picture, but I didn't have a good phone at the time. But that was dual coil, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a lot of wraps for me. But that was still and I did 6 wraps because it was very, very low. It was probably 0.05, if I remember correctly, because I used that build for quite a while because I was really proud of it. But then there was like builds like this. That's one for me too. You can see the pubes, it's for me. That was really, really low. Same wire, the 3-core Clapton around a piece of 20 gauge, and so that was a really, really low on build as well. Probably about the same, but in single. Okay, so back to our boy here. I saw some pictures from him. Here we go. Now this is when Freddie really starts to step up his game, in my opinion, is during this period. This is amazing. This is just absolutely amazing.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty nice coral.
That's some coral right there, baby.
Yeah, this is Freddie's Renaissance period now.
Yeah, definitely. I honestly think so. Yeah, definitely. I love when we see top caps in relation to coils, because like when Maria first started vaping and looking at coils, she assumed they were going to be a lot bigger than they were. And it's easy to fall into that, to thinking these things are going to be massive. But then when you see them like in relation to the Goon top cap, that is a big coil. Don't get me wrong. But the reality is it's not that.
Also with cotton, when you try to learn how to use.
Well, there are some really huge freaking coils out there, but for the most part, no, they're not too bad.
You had to teach me how much cotton to put in. Remember, babe?
I do remember, babe. Yeah, Maria was like, she was totally confused. She was watching a lot of YouTube videos about wicking and stuff, and it's hard to gauge how much like cotton they're using for shit like that. So it looks like a lot, and so she was way over stuff in her shit. But this is a good wicking job. Actually, I really like that wicking right there.
She was probably like, why does this taste like cotton every time I do it? It tastes not like cotton.
Exactly. I'm getting a dry hit off this thing. What the hell's going on?
God, every time. And I put 2 milliliters of liquid in this one RDA, and I'm still getting dry hits.
We had a lot of that.
I remember first time I wicked an RDA. I had that Muji cotton. I didn't know you're supposed to peel the backings off. I just twist it up and throw it in there, and I couldn't figure out why it tastes like ass.
I hate Muji cotton even to this day. I hate that shit.
That's always my fallback. I always have Muji around, but you definitely, it matters how much you put in it, because if you put too much, it's going to taste like it ain't going to be good. But
these are pictures we've all seen already. The cow, not so much. These are all like inside jokes I don't remember anymore, which is kind of funny. I think I kind of consolidated a lot of his pictures here. Okay, so yeah, here's one we haven't seen. I don't even know what the fuck to call that.
That's kind of an inception, but that's weird.
But it's like touching.
It's like what is it, like a mohawk?
They call them, I was going to say a mohawk.
Or a suka or something.
Yeah, paralleled with some with fused Clapton.
Wow, that's some crazy shit.
Yeah.
That's a beast right there, man. That's a fucking beast.
Yeah.
And
Amazing. That's an icon too.
And you'll see right here, there's a pube, which is totally awesome. Another one over here.
Cotton pubes.
This is always what set Freddie apart from me, was that he would do these things that were like, hey, you know, it's really hard to do anything super original nowadays, but like I've never seen anybody do that build besides Freddie. I mean, to be totally honest, I see people do a lot of variations of stuff like that, but not that build. So
yeah, for sure.
That's
I can't tell it.
That's bird's nest territory right there.
I can't tell if that smaller is over the other one or parallel next to it. I
think it's definitely over, because you can see underneath of this, the far left wrap here.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely is not in between. I think it's on top of.
Wow.
And just not touching just enough to prevent some kind of arcing or something, probably. Oh, this is different. This is a different build. No, this is the same build.
Yeah, it's a different angle, different camera angle, same build though.
So I guess it is in between. Looks like it. Yeah.
In between-ish.
In between-ish. Yep. Wow, that's fucking crazy shit.
Looks cool.
It looks so cool. Yeah.
I wonder how it vapes.
Probably pretty fucking beastly, dude, to be honest. Anytime, I'm not a big fan like the Mohawks or even the Suka as far as flavor, but anytime you throw some Fuse Clapton on top of that, Fuse Clapton is going to pick up the fucking slack. So I bet it's a hot vape, because that's going to be low.
That juice is going to stick right in there.
Yeah, 4 wraps, man. That's some fucking heat.
Yeah.
And then we got the worst of the tart series from Dinner Lady, Orange Tart, Orange Tic Tac Tart.
Yeah, orange. It's real easy to turn it into a Tic Tac.
They did.
Or Tang.
It definitely did.
Hey, I liked Orange Tang. God dang it! No.
I like Tang, just not my vapes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Vape Train, I think, actually has a flavor that's supposed to taste just like Tang.
Is that right?
Yeah,
wow.
It's in their description.
Okay. I keep wanting to show these coils of mine that I see, but then like I don't want to ruin it when I actually do my own fucking showcase, because that's going to be a lot of fun. Okay. I think we're almost out of material to even look at. I think that was from, I don't remember if this was from Freddie or if this was from Juan. That might have been Freddie. That's a beautiful setup. Regardless of whose that is, that's a beautiful setup.
It seems like something Freddie would have.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know what the hell all these pictures are about, but whatever. Okay. Nichrome. I should have labeled all these better. I did label this as Nichrome 90 Aliens. This is I think this is actually Juan as opposed to Freddie. Again, not too sure. Those guys came up at really similar times for me. This is when we showed build tables, I believe. Yep. But again, I don't know whose build table this is, so I didn't label it correctly. So, fucking idiot. Oh, man. Oh, I learned my lesson so hard on this episode. Jesus Christ. We have one folder for Vape Rye.
He does a damn good job.
Oh, man, he's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I tell you what, we're going to do a recap at the end of the year of all these anyways, and I'm just going to have to get my shit together better, and I feel really embarrassed kind of that I didn't have this together better for Clean, because he has been very prominent on the show. He's an amazing builder. I promise we're going to make this up for him, and we're going to showcase him in a much better way. Yeah, but he's going to watch it. He'll see it, and I'm sorry that we didn't do a better job.
Frank, Paul Labwork says, yes, VT has that flavor and it works really well.
I thought it did. I haven't picked it up yet, but I have it actually, on my wish list at Bull City. My wish list right now is like over $300 worth, so I got to chip away at like 50 at a time to keep from getting divorced.
So so somebody was asking, and Kenny B answered this. How good do Inceptions vape? They don't vape well at all. Obviously, it's just not. That is a total looks build, 100%. Okay, so let's do a quick recipe thing. We do have a recipe from Frank that he shared, and then I will share a recipe as well. I have to get into my messenger to get into that. But why don't you guys give some last minute recommendations as far as Frank, where did you buy all your supply stuff, like bottles, scales, all that kind of shit? Pipettes.
Amazon.
Okay.
Same here. I used to get my bottles and stuff from Heartland Vapes and stuff like that, but I started getting them on Amazon after a while.
Okay. Amazon seems to be the best price. That's where I buy my VG, if I'm being totally real with you guys too. I buy my VG on Amazon because you can buy the stuff that I like, which is I can't remember the name of the brand, but they have that brand on sale quite frequently, two for the price of one. And for like $20, you can get 2 gallons of VG, or even less, like $14 or whatever. You get 2 gallons of it.
I usually get my VG from bulk apothecary.
Bulk apothecary. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm lazy. When Nick River has their gallons on, when they have them in stock, I spend a little bit more, but I just enjoy their VG. I like the sweetness of it, and that's what I use. It's like $25 for a gallon, but oh well.
That's another thing where I was getting it from Heartland Vapes, and then I tried it from somewhere else, and I liked it so much more. I was doing Heartland for 4 years, and then I got from Nick River, and then I switched over to Bulk Apothecary about 1.5 years ago.
Okay, so now why don't we tell everybody when you're getting VG, there are different kinds. You want to get the palm-derived VG. That's the one that has this nice sweet flavor and stuff, and the one you're going to want to use for doing this DIY stuff. Now, there are some other options for people who are new. You can get VG that already has nicotine suspended in it, at 3 milligram.
A Nick base.
A Nick base. And actually, and to be totally real, if you're going to do one shots, I kind of highly recommend that in a lot of ways. If you're only interested in doing one shots, there's really, and you're going to do a limited amount of them. There's really, in my opinion, no reason for you to have raw nicotine in your house. Just get the pre-mix. That's my opinion. I don't know if you guys have it.
Well, it's the most simple and easiest way for someone to do it if they're just doing it like that. I chose to get everything separate from the beginning, so that's just how I do it. But for people getting into it, it is so much easier to just get a 3 milligram or a 6 milligram pre-nic base, and you just add your flavorings to it, and you're good.
Yeah, and a lot of people, if they have small children in the house, they may not feel comfortable having 48, 72, or 100 milligram Nick, laying around that could definitely poison a child or even poison an adult if you use it wrong.
Yep.
So, 3 or 6 milligram is, a lot less dangerous.
Yes.
For sure.
And I will say that okay, so if you're going to make your own recipes, get everything from scratch. You're going to mess up so many times that you're going to run out of that pre-mix, the Nick base. You're going to run out of that because it is more expensive. They don't produce it in big quantities that's going to be big enough for you. Because I mess up more than I produce good e-liquid. If I'm doing my established recipes, of course that's a brainless thing. I don't mess up on that. But if I'm trying new things, 9 times out of 10, it's just throwaway. I give it away to somebody. It would just be a waste. But when I first got interested in DIY, Dawn from Adore E-Liquid, who's a great lady, she sent me out a kit, and it was like a bunch of her stuff, like Addie's yogurt and stuff that was just one shots, and she sent me some of the nicotine that was the nicotine base, made it super simple, and I liked that. That was fun. It was nice, and it also kind of took the mystique out of it. Because there's also, anytime you try something new, a little bit of fear, a little bit of self-doubt, like, I can't do this, blah, blah, it's too complicated. That really made it seem accessible to me. And from there, I branched out into doing more serious, mixing. But for something like this, let's say that you win these tonight and you have no, supplies at home, just get the Nick base. It's going to cost you whatever, for 100 mil or for a liter of it, it's going to cost you, I don't know what the prices are on them, maybe $20 max probably.
Yeah, I'd say somewhere around there.
And then you're going to be able to produce both of these bottles out of that and have leftover in case you want to do some more later on. So something to think about. That's probably what I would do. Okay, so I have a recipe I'm going to share. It's called Cobra Cake. It's a really good cake, lemon pound cake style flavor. But we're going to start with Frank's, and Frank's going to walk us through it. Let me share my screen real quick. Again, here we go. Move chat. Open this. Oh, that's mine. Let's go back to Frank's. Okay, Frank, what do you got here?
All right, this is basically, it's a strawberry, watermelon, and Bavarian cream. I use, ELR has like the Italian version of the flavor Bavarian cream, which I've learned now that I enjoy that one more than TFA's Bavarian cream, which that was like the staple for, for a long time. But Flavor Art has come out with a really nice Bavarian cream. And it's just, simple, easy. Let's see, can I even blow this? Okay, here we go. Yeah, 5% flavoring. I mix it at 75-25, because it wicks better, in some sub-ohm tanks and stuff that way. And I made this for a tank. And it's a nice, easy recipe. I actually submitted this one in DIY Down Under's contest in August, I want to say. I think it was August contest. It was 3 flavors. Yeah, so Flavor Art watermelon, TPA strawberry, which is, if you're going to start DIYing, that is the strawberry. That one is strawberry ripe, or basically the 2 strawberries that you really can't go wrong. Strawberry ripe's a little bit sweeter. The regular TPA strawberries a little bit more earthier, a little bit more authentic. A
little seedy.
And yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
But it works. You use it 1%, 2%, and you're not going to go wrong. And a lot of people working with strawberry is pretty much the easiest way to get your feet wet in DIY, because even if you mess it up, it's still going to be vapeable because it's strawberry.
Yeah, most of the time. Oh, sorry about that.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, most of the time though, strawberry is a lot better layered on top of another strawberry. Like for the most part, like if you're going to do strawberry ripe, do red touch or the regular strawberry or something like that, and you're going to get a whole lot better result if that's what you're going for, is strawberry dominant, and you want that good strawberry taste. That's what I figured out a long time ago, and I was trying single strawberries for like the longest time, and that's what I was going for, to be like more dominant. And then when I started mixing more than one strawberry together, I was like, oh my god, yeah. It was the best thing ever. Then
you throw a little bit of citrus in there and really make the strawberries pop.
Dragon fruit,
blackcurrant.
Dragon fruit's a really popular additive, but use that shit sparingly, man. If you're gonna use dragon fruit for your strawberries, please, because it's gonna overtake your shit. But yeah,
you use a little bit of juicy lemon Sicily, something like that, like 0.25%, just to help bring the strawberry out where you don't really want to taste the lemon.
The one thing that I use to accent the strawberry is Flavor Art's blackcurrant, in a very small percentage, and it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, like 0.25%, just a touch.
Just blackcurrant itself is a good flavor, so yeah, you can't go wrong with that. I will say, so what's the final kind of flavor notes you're getting from this? Is it very creamy? Not very creamy?
It's you get the cream. Even off the shake, the cream's there. And after a week, this was really nice and rich and creamy. And the strawberry and the watermelon, they layered on top of each other, so you could taste both of them. It's not like they smashed together. Does
it work like the strawberry is helping to highlight the watermelon, or is it like the watermelon's really helping to add juice to the strawberry?
I think it's kind of separated.
Okay.
Where you can taste both of them, and it's not like. It's not like they're fighting with each other. It's like they just know their role, and the watermelon may bring out may make the strawberry a little bit juicier, but you can still taste the watermelon as well.
Okay.
And that Bavarian cream is full of mouthfeel. That stuff's just, I love that Bavarian cream.
Is this open? Is yours public?
That recipe is public. Yeah, my ELR, I have a lot of recipes I have shared on there.
Okay. So mine's not. And so if you want to get the recipe, I'm going to show you. If you want to get if you want to try to reproduce it, you're going to have to just stop the video at a certain point, pause it, and then use that, because I'm not opening mine up to public. But so this is a good, simple recipe. if you want to get into DIY and this sounds good to you, hit up Frank's ELR. If you don't know what this website is, it's called eliquidrecipes.com. This is it. This is the place to go, both for concocting your own recipes and also for finding recipes to try. This has a really great built-in system that you basically can plug in flavors at percentages, and it's going to tell you exactly what milliliters or grams to use to produce that e-liquid. It has variables for PG, VG, even vodka. It has a vodka variant, which nobody really uses that anymore, but back in the day, people used it a lot. And so,
actually, it does. Then you can hit there's a setting for nicotine base. Also,
yes,
there is now
the ratio. Yeah. Oh yeah, for the premix. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and they also have there's even settings for because nicotine liquid comes in different bases. Like it'll be suspended in PG, it'll be suspended in VG, or combinations of those two. That's really good as well. I like that because the nicotine that I was using last was a 70-30, 70 PG, 30 VG. Normally I like to go full VG, but I was just trying a blend to see if I liked it. But you can plug all that in. It's going to compensate for all those things. I really, really cannot recommend this website enough. Start your own account and start plugging away at recipes. And another good thing you can do when you're first starting is just find recipes on here you think are good or you think you might be interested in, and try them, and then start tweaking them and kind of make them into your own thing. That's very much kind of like the heart and soul of this website, in my opinion. It's a lot of what I did when I first started was I was looking for clones of recipes, and then I would find a clone of a recipe and I would try that recipe. And it's not, a lot of times it's not a perfect clone, but look at the ratings of it if it's public, and just try it and then start making changes that you think you want to make.
Yeah, I was going to say it gives you a good start off point, even.
Yeah.
You just change little things about it to make it, because that person may think it tastes exactly like that because their tastes are different. So you can always change them, adapt them, and
definitely.
And there's also a good feature with ELR that you plug in all the flavors that you have, and you can hit the icon where it says "What can I make?" and it'll give you all the recipes that have just your flavors in them.
It's an amazing website. And there's a forum, obviously, as well, so you can chat with your fellow vapors. But I like this as well. If we want to adapt this, just this from Frank, we can adapt it for ourselves right off of his page.
Yep.
Boom. We can make all the changes we want to make right here. I think it's an amazing tool that we have at our disposal. So love it. Absolutely love it. Okay. So thank you, Frank, so much for sharing that recipe with us. I hope you guys try it and enjoy it. I'm going to try it myself, I think, too, because it sounds like a good summer vape for me. I always like cream, but I think watermelon's a good summer flavor. I do a lot of my flavor based on season. So here's mine's a little bit more heavy duty in flavor, as you might be able to tell right off the bat. It got a lot higher percentages than when you saw with Frank's, but it's also a much more dense flavor, and there's a lot more flavors here as well. So it's called Cobra Cake. I originally made this for my partner on the channel. My partner his name is Josh. He hasn't been doing the channel for quite some time, but we started the channel together. He was really into lemon pound cakes. And so I wanted to make something like that. I was looking at clone glass pound cake recipes, lemon pound cakes, and I just didn't like what I saw. So I kind of just started experimenting. I bought a bunch of flavors and just started experimenting. And this is kind of what I came up with. Only one person has actually tried this, and that is, oh my God, I'm going to forget her name again. Yeah, I know, but you didn't like it.
I like lemon.
Somebody else tried it. I sent her a bottle. It was somebody who used to watch the show. I sent her a bottle. She raved about it. I like it too. It's got a heavy flavor saturation, but in my opinion, it's pretty good. So
yeah, I like lemon.
It's very lemon heavy. I mean, it's got lemon cicely. It's got juicy lemon. So here it is. So it's buttercream, which I use buttercream a lot just to kind of sweeten up flavors a lot of times, because I don't add sweeteners at all ever. Okay, I accept your cookies. Come on, just leave me alone. So I use buttercream at 2%. I use cake batter at 3%. Sweet cream, another staple in all my e-liquid recipes. It's heavy at 4%. Juicy lemon also 4%. And to be honest, you could probably tone that juicy lemon down to 2, even 1%. But lemon Sicily, again, depending on what you want out of this, if you're looking for a really sharp lemon, you can leave the Sicily at 2. That lemon Sicily to me has a much more of like the lemon zest kind of flavor to me. And so you can leave it there. You can take it down, adapt this for whatever you want. New York cheesecake, just to add another layer of kind of cream. Nana's cake, which I like only for this recipe. I do not like Nana's cake for any other recipe. I've tried it in a lot of other things, and I just don't like it, but it works really well here. Vanilla custard V1, which is probably, it's probably superfluous. You probably get rid of the vanilla custard. I like it. I just try to add, layer some different creams into here because what I wanted was a creamy lemon pound cake, and then yellow cake as well from Capella. This is definitely adaptable. You can change this in any way you feel you see fit. I only use VG. I don't add PG as directly, but then even just based on how many flavors I used, you can see that it ended up with a 7228. And I really like this. I actually have a bottle of it right here. If anybody's interested in trying this, I will bottle this up into 15s and send out, I think I probably have 60 mils here. So I can bottle up 4 bottles. Just hit me up on my email. It's overdosevapes@yahoo.com. And the first 4 people that want to try it, hit me up and I'll send you a 15 mil bottle. It's at 3 milligrams. So it's this. It's what this is. And you know what else I'll do? I will show, you know what? No, I'm not going to show White Girl. I was going to show White Girl.
Better not.
I will show, what else do I have?
Hey, I have one that I'll never show and never put it on it's always private.
Say you're not showing Current River on here. I know you're not.
Yeah, I'm not showing no Current.
This
River.
is my baby, and I there's a chance, in the future, who knows where the industry's going. I could definitely see myself producing a one shot of this, and I think it would be successful because I think it is a really good e-liquid. I have a lot of faith in it. So I don't want to just give it away.
Really good.
That's just my opinion, but I'll show Chubby Chaser. Here's the thing, Chubby Chaser. This is just a fucking sweet ass donut liquid, but I'm not going to spend any time on it. But if you wanted to stop the, stop the video right there and look at it. There you go. Okay, so there's some recipes for you guys to start off with. There's some recommendations as well as far as getting into it. I have been vaping during this show. I have been vaping some of this Flavor Arts strawberry and cream one shot at 1%, and it's good. This is actually very vapable. It's not like gonna change the world or anything. But if you're only looking for a quick strawberry and cream and you have a very simple palate, this might work for you. It's not going to work for me in a long run, but it's not bad at all. I also have been vaping this cheesecake from Capella mixed with strawberry ripe from Flavor Art, and the cheesecake from Capella is good as a mixer. It's not good standing by itself, no. And it's the main flavor in this liquid. It's just not good. It doesn't hold up as like a star of a show, in my opinion. So
no, if you're going to use New York cheesecake, you need to add other things to it.
Yep, definitely. I have graham flavoring as well, which I think works really well by itself sometimes, but also to kind of spice up things like cheesecake as well. Okay, so let's do a giveaway real quick. I have these 2 flavors from Adore E-Liquid. One is lemon ecstasy. One is sinful apple roll. I have them, and these are the one shots, obviously. Going to mix this one at 25%, mix this one at 17%. Let's give them both to one person. Okay, you know what? Actually, no. Let's give them separately. Let's give them separately. There we go. One person gets simple apple roll. One person gets lemon ecstasy. Then we'll also give away the stand from Jesse from Stand Up 3D. If you guys don't know about Stand Up 3D, go check out his website. You can leave a link in the chat if you haven't already, Jesse, to your site.
Yeah, I have a link. Well, let's. If you're okay with it, let's do this. If you're going to give the 2 bottles away to 2 people, then let's just do a stand for each person also.
Amazing. Okay, so for each person who wins a bottle of this, we're also going to get a stand. So I want everybody in the chat to go ahead and leave a number between 1 and 100, and we're going to randomly pick it, and that's it. Boom. 1 and 100. You guys go. I know there's like a delay, so I know they're not getting this yet, but go ahead. And yeah, go ahead.
How do you? I don't know how you normally do giveaways, but I figured that they can email you or just email me or something. I don't know how you do that for me to send it out.
So for the way this is, how about they just email you, and they can also email me, and I'll send them out the liquid, and you can send them out the stands.
All right. Yeah. So to the winners, if just go to my website that I put a link to in the chat, and just send me an email from the site. You're able to email me from there.
And again, you can email me at overdosevapes@yahoo.com. That's the best way to get a hold of me, unless we're friends on Facebook, and then Facebook Messenger is 100% the way to get a hold of me. If neither one of those things works for you, you can also hit me up on Instagram. It's at OverDose Vapes. I check those messages every day as well. So one way or another, you're going to get your liquids. Don't worry about that. But also, I just wanted to give a quick update on the main giveaway on the channel that we have. We're giving away a ton of stuff. Like I was saying, we're giving away the Inikin, Proton, and an RDA, and RTA, et cetera, et cetera. I'm going to be doing announcements for the winners this week. So stay tuned for that if you entered that contest. Okay, I'm going to give it another second to see if anybody else is going to enter. Not everybody's interested in these. I totally understand, because it's going to require work on your end. I totally get that. Okay, I think everybody's done. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull up a random number generator. I will share my screen so you can see it. Let me get rid of this. Random number generator. I know my keyboard is very loud.
It's not too bad. Well, not for me anyway.
PC gamers, man, we all have to have the mechanical keyboards.
I've heard louder.
Definitely. I'm trying to press them very nonchalantly. Random number generator. Give me a random name generator. What the hell is that? Okay, between 1 and 100. Okay, let me share my screen now. Boom, boom, boom. Where is it? Share screen. Okay. Okay, so here we are. I'm just using the one that's right there on the Google front page. As you can see, I have it marked from between 1 and 100. I did not run it yet. The 6 was already there, so that's not a number. But I'm going to run it 3 times. We're going to do the
Bob Barker rules.
We're going to do the 1, 2, 3. We're going to run it once, twice. The third person is going to be the winner. So if you see your number come up the first time or the second time, don't get too excited, because it's going to be the third number that's going to be the winner. That's the Tom Dean rules, the Tommy Vape rules. So we're gonna run it that way. So here we go. Uno, dos, tres. So the number is 95. Whoever's closest to 95 looks like it's going to be Easy Rider. Yep, looks like Easy Rider is going to be the winner there at 99. Although some people say you can't go over. Let's go ahead and.
Bob Barker rule says closest without going over, but
okay,
you can do it however you want to do it.
Yep, you didn't specify, so I would say not on that one.
Yes. Okay.
The closest number.
So yeah. So since I already said it as well, it'd be a shithead move to take it away from him at this point. So Easy Rider, you definitely won that one. You got a stand coming your way. It's a DIY stand. You also have a bottle of, we're gonna say, lemon ecstasy, because that was the one that we started with. So lemon ecstasy and a stand coming from Stand Up 3D. Now we're gonna do the second drawing. This is gonna be for Sinful Apple Roll, and again a Stand Up 3D DIY stand. So you have to go on his website and check it out. I'm gonna get us some. So
I should have gotten a track to win.
Well, you didn't. So 1, 2, and 3. 96. God damn.
Holy shit.
You're Easy Rider again. No. So it looks like John Mueller. Nope. Juan Castillo.
Yeah, Juan.
Kilo with 81. Looks like you won a bottle of Sinful Apple Roll one shot here, along with a stand from Stand Up 3D. So congratulations.
Congrats.
So, all right. Yeah, awesome. So glad to hear it. Couldn't happen to better people. Easy rider, amazing, and yeah, Juan, good peeps, good peeps. Seems like Juan snuck in there at the last. I haven't seen him all show, and all of a sudden he sneaks in and wins this contest. Rigged, fully rigged, fucking rigged. Anyways, yeah. Congrats to you guys. So both you guys just email me. You guys both, I think, have won contests through me before. Totally rigged. And email me overdosevapes@yahoo.com. I'll send these out to you. And then email Jesse through the website, and he's going to get that out to you guys as well. All right. I tried to get JFM to come on the show as well because DIY obviously is something that he's very familiar with. But he is a new father, and sometimes those parental responsibilities trump vape shows, which
yeah,
I think every time. So I want to say thank you so much to everybody who's come out to watch and participate in the show. I really want to thank Jesse for coming on. This is his first time on. We're hoping to have him on again next week. We're going to do a whole show. Now I know, okay, just bear with me here, you guys. We're going to do a whole show based around, obviously we're going to have other topics, but the kind of crux of the show is going to be on storage options for vaping stuff, because that's what Jesse does. He does stands. Now, people who've been following me for a long time know that I used to do these DIY stands for myself, made out of wood, mostly. They were awesome. And I'm going to have pictures next week. They were janky, but at the same time, they were fucking amazing. I did these 3-tiered ones, basically using like dowels from paintbrushes and pieces of wood that I would lacquer. And those are amazing. Those are awesome. So I can't wait for that. It's going to be a really awesome show. Me and Jess are going to get together next week, and we're going to kind of hash out how that's going to work. But we're going to make it interesting. We're also going to have guests on. Hopefully Frank can join us for that show as well. Or maybe we'll get somebody else to come on too. We have like a 4-panel show. That would be awesome. Panda's going to come on. So we're going to have a good panel, and we're going to have a great discussion. Some news will happen by then, I'm sure. But I really want to talk. I could talk storage solutions for hours, man, because right now I'm using business card holders, which actually work really well. I'm not trying to undercut your business, but business card holders actually do hold RDAs fairly well. It's just
it works.
And they take up a lot of room. And then we use fidget spinners that we bought for very cheap when they went out of style, because they have the little holes on the ends that are 510 threaded. Who would have known? They're not threaded, but they're 510 sized. Yeah. So, and they're like little lazy Susans. Yeah. Have you thought about it? Well, I want to talk to you because I'm going to get you to make these fucking stand-up 3D stand. That would be amazing. Copyrighted. Nobody try to steal that. I'll fucking kill all you guys. Okay. And much love to everybody. And we will see you guys next week. You know how I end this show very abruptly. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you next time. Have a good one. Peace out.